Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to this episode of the Budding Watch Enthusiast. Here on this channel, I review and discuss wristwatches from the perspective of a newer collector. If you enjoy what you see here, do me a favor, click the red subscribe button, ring the bell icon down below. Apologies in advance for the frog in my throat that I am combating. I made it all Christmas season without getting sick, only to get hit as soon as we got into the new year, of course. So today, we're doing a first look video at a new watch that I just got in. Now, if you guys follow me over on the Watch With Us channel as well, if you guys listen or watch the Bearded Time podcast that I do with Ricardo over there, you would know that there's a watch brand that I've kind of become infatuated with over the past several weeks, and that is EC Andersson, a micro brand, I think over in Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, and most notably their Calypso Sport watch that Ricardo owns over on Bearded Time. He's the one that turned me on to the brand. He told me that as soon as he was done honeymooning with this beautiful Calypso Arctic Sport, this one is because of the gray dial, that he would send it my way to check out for review. And lo and behold, he has. So here we have the Calypso Arctic Sport from EC Andersson. Now, what he did not know, what he was unaware of when he sent this watch my way, is that literally 2 days before he told me, hey, this watch is coming to you, your boy may have made a bit of a purchase himself. So one of the things with EC Andersson is they make all of their watches in extremely limited production runs. Like, I'm talking around like 100 of each watch. So these things don't really come even on the secondhand market all that frequently. But whereas Ricardo has the Arctic dialed EC Andersson Calypso Sport, I really wanted the black dial EC Andersson Calypso Sport. Happened to find one in the micro brand watch sales Facebook group from a gentleman that was pretty close to here. The watch was in basically new condition. He wore it only a couple of times. It's in great shape. So yeah, I decided to get the black dial version literally 2 days before Ricardo told me that he was sending me his. So that was pretty funny. What I wanted to do is I wanted to not say anything about it and then surprise him the next time that we recorded the podcast that I picked this watch up. But he had already sent his to me, so now I get to review both of them together, which really at the end of the day is probably better, I would say, for sure. And obviously, so while these are the same watch, they are slightly different just in terms of the dial layout, in terms of the way the hands are laid out. So let's take a look at my first impressions of these two EC Andersson Calypso watches. So let's look at the black dial version first. This is a pretty conservatively sized watch. I know it's only 40 millimeters in width. It's also sub 10 millimeters in height, which is, for me, is one of the really most attractive things about the watch. You see here the black dial version has the EC Andersson logo kind of stamped on the dial. It reminded me of what Seiko did with their Grand Seiko, the 9F Quartz. I think it was the 25th anniversary one that came out last year sometime. So kind of a similar thing. If we go over to the Arctic Sport one, you see, of course, just a plain, that's actually a light gray dial. It looks very white in pictures that you see online. I thought it would be white, but no, it's light gray, which I think stands out a little bit better on there as well. You see, of course, too, the big difference here, the black dial has that silver seconds hand running around, whereas the white dial has the orange seconds hand to provide a bit of contrast. The other thing that's really cool with these two is that I'm going to try and get the camera to focus on this. It's going to be a little difficult, but if you look at the rehaut on the watch, they have the EC Andersson logo engraved on the rehaut as well. Very Rolex-esque. I mean, this watch in general kind of gives me Rolex Oyster Perpetual vibes anyway, especially the Arctic version. Really, to me, comes off kind of like an OP. Now, you will see here that the watch has a nice brushed finish around most of it. It's polished on the bezel. It's polished along these beveled edges as well. If we're looking at the Arctic version, we see the bracelet here that is also a mixture of brush and polish. You have the polished center links running down here with the brushed H links that run down the bracelet. Comes in a butterfly clasp down there at the bottom. Now you can see here too what I already know is going to be the most controversial aspect of this watch, and that is the fact that they decided to go with these really broad lugs, but a really tiny lug width. It's only a 12 millimeter lug width here on these watches. So that means that you can only pretty much use these two strap options that EC Andersson provides. It comes on the bracelet, and it comes on this black crocodile leather strap as well, with a really awesome buckle, by the way. Like, the buckle on this thing is badass, and I like it a lot. But I know for me, that is definitely one of the things about this watch that gave me pause from ordering it in the first place. It's one thing that I do wonder long term if that's going to affect my enjoyment of the watch, is the fact that it's very limited to only those two strap options as well. But we'll have to see how that plays out over time. Flip the case back over. You do get a nice little decorated engraved case back here, EC Andersson logo, bit of cool stuff there on the outside. But yeah, overall, really cool looking watch, very unique. Nothing really out there on the market that I've seen that kind of mimics what this watch is doing. It's ridiculously over-engineered for what it is, I would say, but that just helps it stand out and makes it really distinctive. So we'll go ahead with the double wrist shot here. Here's the black dial on the leather strap. Again, I have an 8-inch wrist, so that you're looking at that. Just an amazingly proportioned watch, I think. And then here's the Arctic Calypso Sport on the bracelet on my 8-inch wrist. And I gotta say, I am really actually enjoying the gray dial more than I thought I would. You guys know that I typically stay away from light dialed watches because the light dial clashes with the light complexion on my skin. But I think that this one really works. It's just gray enough that I think that I'm able to pull it off. I still, at the end of the day, pretty sure I'm going to prefer the black dial one. I hope I do anyway, because this is the one that I actually own. So let's hope that that this is the one that I end up liking more. But yeah, so those are my very quick initial impressions on these two watches from EC Andersson. And I'm going to review these, and it may seem a little weird because these are very hard to obtain watches. Like, you cannot buy them from EC Andersson anymore, and I don't think that they're going to be putting this one out. But the reason that I think it's useful is because I know that they're coming out with another watch here soon. So I'm going to review it not only from the perspective of these Calypso watches in general, but also just to be able to talk about EC Andersson as a brand. Because like I said, for me, discovering them was a very pleasant surprise, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they have coming to see if it's a watch that I might be interested in down the road as well. But that does it for this very quick first impressions, first look video of the EC Andersson Calypso Sport. Stay tuned down the road for the review of these watches. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you liked the video, click the thumb down below. If you loved it, click the red subscribe button and ring the bell icon. Thank you guys very much for watching this, and I will see you all the next time.